You better appreciate your freedom. Appreciate your freedom. Appreciate what God, God provides us with a lot of things. You know, we live in the best country in the world. You don't appreciate that? You don't appreciate coming and going as you please? Well, if you keep doing what you're doing, that will be the trick you. And then you got can I get a full top every. Come on, man. What grown man want to have to ask another man for the coffee? You know.
Okay.
Anyway, it ain't about trying to impress somebody else. Because that person you trying to impress, he ain't gonna send you no money. He ain't gonna come see you. I can go back to Jurassic Park days. We talking about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I've been out here, bro.
Okay.
When I say been out here, woo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your name?
My name's Clinton Hump.
Okay. We got Clinton. This is another episode of Inevitable Podcast. I'm your host, Big Zell. So Clinton, how old are you?
I'm 63.
Okay. Definitely look like a young man.
Well, you know, it helps when you put it down. You know what I'm saying? It helps when you find something else to indulge in besides drugs.
Okay.
And get you some rest. You know, as I told you earlier, I used to live over here, and it pays to have your own spot.
Yeah.
Because when you don't get no rest and you ain't eating good, face gonna get thin.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started taking advantage of things that was out here for me. And at the time, I was at City Union, Michigan. And they came one day and said, we want to talk to you about some housing. I heard them jumped on it. You know, and that was about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I ain't looked back since. I mean, I almost destroyed that because I was still dipping and dabbing. Well, time said, put it down. And that's what I did.
So, like, could you kind of take us into like what led you to being like where you are now, and like some of the adversities early in your life that you had to overcome?
I would say put myself in some situations where I could have lost my life, could have lost my freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some things I wasn't worried about people cutting me off because my mother loved me, my brothers loved me. I mean, but like I said, I could have lost my life and my freedom for a long time. So that played a big part in why I changed and made a difference in my life.
Mm-hmm. So what was it due to, like making the wrong choices, or was it just drugs?
Making the wrong choices and drugs. But drugs is the main part of it. I mean, and you know, I mean, after it was all said and done, I was using the drugs to chase after women, and sometimes I didn't get the women.
Mm.
So it was all in vain.
Yeah.
And there were things that were better for me besides drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you count your energy into other things besides drugs, and the women you was choosing wasn't even worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, as soon as the drugs is gone, she gone.
Mm.
So you know, a lot of people don't tell you that. A lot of people don't tell you that. Hey man, if you go this way, this what could happen to you. And that's something to think about. I mean, because once you dead, how you gonna ask for forgiveness? You can't. You're dead. So that played a part in why I made choices to change my life.
Okay, so let's kind of go back. Did you grow up in a 2-parent household?
No, one parent household, but I had a strong grandma.
Okay.
And she wasn't no little bitty woman. She was like 5'8", weighed 160 pounds, and we was like 5 foot
Yeah.
and weighed little nothing. We was some skinny boys. So, and grandma could handle us. Grandma could snatch us up and handle us. So, I look at all that.
So what was some of the influences that you seen that kind of established you into who you was early, well, later in life, must I say?
What could happen? That's the main thing. What could happen?
Mm-hmm.
And if I keep on jeopardizing, taking them chances, that could get me killed, locked up forever, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, cuz, get about that shit. It's just a lot of things.
Huh?
Why you doing that?
I'm documenting people's stories, adversities, trying to share with the world. Maybe it can help somebody. Can you help somebody?
Yeah, by telling him to stop doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't tell me nothing, man.
Okay. So
Whatever, man. He's downing you right now.
so what could you tell someone to like alleviate them from going down the wrong path if you think that they're not really about that life?
One thing is that when you're using drugs, you allowing the devil to come inside your body, and God don't like that. So, I mean, if you grew up at all in a Christian home or a religious home, whatever, you think about the after effects. The after effects could be, like I said, you might die, and once you did, how you ask for forgiveness? You can't ask for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, hey, before that happens, quit using drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to be worried then. I mean, you got to worry anyway about all the other sins you commit. But drugs, you never know. And nowadays, they putting everything in it. And they don't care about if that one hit kills you.
Mm-hmm.
They just want that 20 you got.
Yeah, that's what a lot of other people I was interviewing was saying was like, this stuff is out here popping up out here, and basically like people are doing things and don't even know, what I'm saying, the outcome of it,
The sad thing is, like I said, they don't know if it's gonna kill you or not.
Right.
And the sad thing is, once you dead, how you gonna ask for forgiveness? You can't. So why even do it? I mean, you take the chance, and then you allow something to enter your body, and God ain't cool with that. So, like I said, if you was raised in a Christian home, you should know better. But if you wasn't, well, you better find another way because, like I said, once you dead, and then you can't ask for forgiveness when you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I just started hanging around different people. The people that's using drugs, how they gonna tell you about doing what's right? They still ain't doing it. So they ain't get good influence. So I change my life, man. And then you think on top of that, when you using drugs, you ain't dressing right, you ain't smelling right. Nobody want to be around that. People that I tell you, but the bottom line is, they really want to say you stink, man. That's what they want to tell you. They just might not be stink. They may be scared of you, but the bottom line is they want to tell you stink, man.
Okay, so kind of to change gears, right? You kind of came up and we was talking off camera, and you mentioned about child support, man.
Yeah.
Could you like the youth, these young men out here that's making these babies, that don't really know about this child support, man? Could you really give them a powerful message about this child support, man? It's real serious.
The most powerful message I can give you is, for one, if you make babies and you ain't taking care of them, that's a sin right there.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like I said, you have drugs in your system. When you ejaculate, that goes in the woman.
Mm.
And the baby can come off retarded or whatever. So you got to think about just more than just yourself. You got to think about this child that you may make. It may have drugs in it. Well, if you like I said, that's a sin in itself. When you make a child and you ain't taking care of the child, that's a sin right there. So I know because I had a daddy that didn't take care of me or my 4 brothers. So I'm looking back on experience, making babies, and you ain't taking care of them. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. To make babies, when kids need a father, not just for money, but for guidance, understanding, all that. And, that's the main thing. Is how can you teach these kids about the Word of God and you ain't practicing yourself? I mean, it ain't nothing to say, yeah, that's my kid. But you ain't take care of them, you commit a sin right there.
Well, what about the men that do want to be in their children's life and that do want to take care of them, but the mother won't let them be a father?
Well, you take it to court. You take it to court
Is that the only solution, though?
Well, you take them to court to force them to allow you to be a part of the child's life. You know what I mean? That ain't because if it's the other way around, she gonna take you to court.
Sure is.
So, vice versa. Like I said, it's a sin anyway to bring a baby in this world and you ain't take care of the baby. That's I had that. I experienced that. So, it just ain't. And your child is not gonna. Your child not gonna be proud of you. When they say, well, "I got a daddy," but see, the thing is your daddy take care of you. No, well, they ain't nothing to be proud of.
Do you have children yourself?
I got kids.
Uh-huh.
I got a son right now. I got 40 years.
Damn.
And he just got to doing 7 in the feds, so I should reach out to him. Even though when he got out, he didn't have a lot of time. He didn't have a lot of time for me. He was too busy trying to capture what he thought he missed out on. And he wasn't missing out on nothing.
Right.
You went him out 2 years. Violated, got back out, and then you can catch 40 years. So,
how does that even happen? He got caught with some shit, or he just
he wasn't responding to me, so I just said the hell with it and went on with my life. Things happen. So I let him be the way, do what you do. I can't force you to want to be a part of my life. So I let you do what do what you do. I mean, it's sad though. I mean, you're saying because my son, he just got to do 8 flat.
Yeah.
In the feds, and then you run him out 2 years and catch a 40-year bit. Man, so it's messed up. It was messed up. It is messed up. And now you got 40 years. Just got to do 8 years.
Is there anything that you can kind of like tell people who's listening to keep them from going to prison? Any words of encouragement?
I'm gonna say, look out for yourself in the right way. All this crime is gonna catch up with you sooner or later because you're working for the devil, and the devil gonna tell you something slick, and and the police catch you done. Whereas you know what's right from wrong, but if you ain't listening, you don't end up like my son. My son got 40 years. Okay, get to yourself. I know what's right from wrong, so I get early retirement. So that's why I live on right now. God will bless you. If you do the right thing, God will bless you. Maybe not when you want him to, but he gonna bless you.
Yeah.
Not when you want him to, but he will bless you.
Yes, sir.
I know. I live right over there, in the apartments. I've been out 4 years. I don't do nothing that's gonna put me back in jail. Because They ain't. If you ain't get low, you ain't get no justice out here. How you think you gonna get some justice in jail?
Right.
They ain't feeding you real meat no more in jail. They feeding you whatever they feeding. It ain't meat. You know. I mean, it's terrible, man. It's terrible.
You did a bit yourself?
Yeah, I had 13 years. I did like about eight and a half. I'm about 9. You know, and I knew better.
Was that for the better or was it for the worse?
It was for the best because it taught me God allowed you to work right down here. You better appreciate that.
Yeah.
If you don't appreciate it, God gonna let you go down. You gonna let the devil trick you. You know,
Okay.
I'm not going back to jail.
Okay.
No.
Yes, sir.
It's, God don't want you in jail, but if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna let the devil trick you, and then the devil don't care. The devil don't care, so you do it to yourself.
Okay.
All I say is, you ain't got to necessarily go to church every Sunday, but do what's right. You know, do what's right. And that way you won't end up behind bars and degrading yourself.
How does a person find out what's right when they don't know?
Doing what's right is you ain't gotta be fresh. You gotta be fresh every time you go somewhere or wherever. Come on, man. Who must be fresh every time you go out the door? You know, you invite a lot of negative things in your life when you get into crime.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I know what's right, so that's why I do what's right. I ain't
So,
something perfect. I'm no angel, but I ain't out to commit crime.
yes, sir.
That's why I tell you, don't matter to commit no crime because they got a place for you.
Yep.
Don't listen to that. It's overcrowded. They got room for you.
Yep, they'll make
They
room.
build a new jail now.
Yep, down the road down there.
So whatever. I'm not going back to jail.
Okay. So do you have any last minute words we can wrap up your interview?
You better appreciate your freedom. Appreciate your freedom. Appreciate what God provides us with a lot of things. You know, we live in the best country in the world. You don't appreciate that? You don't appreciate coming and going as you please? Well, if you keep doing what you're doing, the devil will be the trick you. And then you got CO, can I get a full top every second? Come on, man. What grown man gonna have to ask another man for the top? You know.
Okay.
Anyway, it ain't about trying to impress somebody else. Because that person you trying to impress, he ain't gonna send you no money. He gonna come see you. You know.
Okay.
I enjoy being free.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks, man.
I enjoy it. I love it.
All right.
I love it.
Inevitable Podcast.
Yeah, well, I have my